Bass Pro Shops One Source. Brought to you by Global Outfitters Outdoor University.
Hey, welcome to Global Outfitters Adventure Cooking. I'm Sam Hall and got a special recipe for you today. We're going to cook some of that venison cubed steak that you get. It's probably the least favorite part of all the deer meat you get back from the processor, but we're going to turn it into a very special meal. We're going to cook Swiss venison steak for you. This is cooked and simmered in vegetables and tomatoes and served over a bed of mashed potatoes. It's a great meal. Let me tell you a little bit about our ingredients before we get started. Again, we're going to need some butter and some milk to go with our mashed potato spuds over here, or you can use real potatoes, but you'll still need the milk and the butter. We've got a 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes. We've got 2 carrots that we've cut in half and sliced long ways. We've got 2 stalks of celery, including the leafage. We've cut them in half and cut them long ways. We've taken a medium-sized onion and cut it into onion rings. Besides that, we need a little vegetable oil, some salt and pepper, some flour, as well as some oregano and some crushed garlic. Besides that, we have our meat, like I said, that comes back to you from the processor. It's been cubed, or if you cube it yourself, we're going to put some flour on it. We're going to fry it up and make a delicious meal. So let's get started right now. First, I'm going to take my flour. I'm going to put my little mixing bowl here. I'm going to put my ingredients of salt as well as my pepper in there. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of each and about a 1/2 cup of flour. I'm going to mix this up. Again, we're folding in this salt and pepper into the flour, spreading it out in the bottom of our bowl. Take our venison, roll it in here like so. Okay, now that we have all the meat coated, I'm going to use a mallet and I'm going to beat the meat a little bit with and make sure that my flour and my salt and pepper mix get put into the meat. Hey, now that we've got all of our meat coated with the flour, salt, and pepper, and pounded it with our mallet, we're going to set it aside. I'm going to get the oil going, and we're going to fry up this steak real quick. And I'm frying in a skillet. You can fry most anything. I'm going to put just enough to cover up the bottom of the skillet, and I'm going to let it get very hot. So we're going to get our meat, and we're going to fry our meat in the hot oil. We're going to brown this meat on both sides. Got our skillet back on a medium heat. Oh yeah, baby. There we go with some tomatoes, the garlic, oregano. We used our flour. This over here. We're going to dump in our onions, our celery, and our carrots. We're going to leave all this on low for a few minutes. Let it kind of cook in. It's going to take it just a few minutes to cook down enough where I can lay in the meat on top of it, and then we'll let it simmer and cook for a little bit. Okay, so you can see my vegetables and my tomatoes are starting to intermingle here. They're starting to cook down. So I've got it on medium heat, boiling a little bit. I'm going to take my meat and drop it in on top. And then we'll just let this simmer. And it'll cook down, and we'll stir it every once in a while. And it ought to be ready to eat here in about maybe 30 minutes of simmering. So we'll let this cook down, take its time, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, folks, it looks like our venison cube steak is all cooked down. The vegetables, the onions, the tomatoes, all nice, juicy into that meat. And now we got it laying in a bed of mashed potatoes. It looks like something fit for sore eyes. Now, I know your buddies at the camp or your family in the kitchen will love this venison cube steak recipe. It's Swiss venison steak. Give it a try. Let's taste a little bit right now and just see how it came out. Quick recipe. Only took about an hour from start to finish. A great way to utilize some of that meat that you have there in the freezer. Now that, folks, that's the way to cook your cube steak. Listen, we'll see you next time on Global Outfitters Adventure Cooking. I'm Sam Hall. I want you to stick around for the rest of the show, but you're really missing a treat right here. So check out this recipe on globaloutfitters.com, and thank you, Viking Range, for helping us with this segment. See you soon.